Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. The Daily Compliance News for April 14, 2023, the Jury Selection Edition. And we begin with that story from Reuters, as jury selection is set to begin in Dominion's $1.6 billion lawsuit against Fox News. Given the information that's come out, and now we find that Fox's lawyers were not responsive to discovery requests, it could be a very long road to hoe for Fox News, as Dominion says Fox destroyed its business by knowingly airing debunked claims about its ballot machines and the fraudulent charges brought by the Trump administration. Next up, from Bloomberg. If you're a JPMorgan managing director, guess what? You get to go back to the office 5 days a week. As JPMorgan Chase & Co. have told its managing directors they now must be in the office every weekday, ending a hybrid work practice. The bank said, "Our leaders play a critical role in reinforcing culture and running our business, and we want to see your butt in a seat." So, good luck for the MDs at JPMorgan. Next up, from OilPrice.com, a first-time contributor to the Daily Compliance News. What's next for Venezuela after yet another major oil corruption scandal? We've noted many times on this podcast how PDVSA, the national energy company of Venezuela, is by far the most corrupt national energy company. But what does that mean for Venezuela moving forward? Can it move back into the world market, at least with countries that are democracies, i.e. not China? So the current corruption scandals may portend a different philosophy from the current leadership of Venezuela, i.e. Maduro. And finally, the e-cigarette manufacturer Juul Labs has agreed to pay $462 million to settle a claim from states' attorney generals. As reported in the BBC, that's how significant this was, several states accused the firm of falsely marketing its vapes as less addictive than cigarettes. While the firm did not admit to wrongdoing, it said this deal was part of its commitment to resolve issues from the company's past. Clearly, the company knew that these were addictive, and they marketed directly to minors. So it's not clear where Juul will go forward, but vaping is probably here to stay. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.